Welcome to the Game Week 1 Kneejerk. This Kneejerk series will take a look at the highest scoring players last week, the most popular transfers and trends in FPL, and what players and fixtures look so good we need to kneejerk them in our teams right now. As this is before Game Week 1, we have just the pre-season and ownership stats to look at, but as we go through the season, we'll take a deeper dive into each game week. A Bacon Boy has been an absolute sigma and has crunched all of the numbers. And here are the most notable points on the pre-season games. Havertz and Jesus have both been sharing the striker spot for Arsenal, with Havertz still playing some games in midfield, so he will not be playing up front every game. 5 million Morgan Rogers has played the most for Aston Villa, and some fans think he is still nailed to start the season despite all of their new signings. Nkunku has played the most minutes for Chelsea, so looks match sharp to start the season. Crystal Palace's new signing Kamada has started in every game and has scored a couple, and he is essentially playing in the same position as Eze but on the other side, so he could actually be the best 5.5 million midfielder, especially if you don't have Eze but want to get into that Crystal Palace attack. Smith Rowe has gone straight into the Fulham lineup, already scoring 2 goals in pre-season, so he could be set to start in Game Week 1. Diogo Jota has been starting up front for Liverpool and has looked very good, so he is likely to start there in at least Game Week 1, and 4.5 million defender Quansah has also played every game, so we could even get a starting Liverpool defender for just 4.5 million. Bargain! Foden, Rodri, John Stones and Kyle Walker have not played a single minute in pre-season for Man City, so you wouldn't expect them to start in Game Week 1, and some of them might not even start for a couple of weeks, because Pep is a madman and we just know what he's like. 5 million priced Amad Diallo could start for Man United, and he has also scored a couple of goals in pre-season, so you know he's got that dog in him. For 5 million mid, he could be amazing. Lewis Hall has played the most minutes for Newcastle and could have that left back spot nailed down until he loses it. That might be in Game Week 2, it might be not for the entire season. But if he is starting, he will be the most attacking 4.5 million defender, and with a great Game Week 1 fixture, probably worth the risk. There's plenty more to note here, but I guess you will have to follow me on the Bird app to have a full look at my pre-season breakdown. Going back to FPL and the FPL stats, the current most selected forwards include Isak, who is in over half of teams, and with him playing Southampton at home in Game Week 1, it will be a giant unlucky if you don't have him. You must have him. Watkins and Haaland's ownerships are also very high, higher than Snoop Dogg some may say, as they are currently in 40% of teams. Below them though, there's no other very popular picks, but I'd imagine the likes of Solanke will increase now that he has gone to Spurs. Palmer is by far the most selected mid, as to be fair, he did score the most FPL points last season, fair enough. And Salah is the only other premium with an ownership close to Palmer's. Eze and Gordon are the other most popular mids and are more popular than the likes of Saka, Foden and Nkunku. To be fair, we do have 5 midfielder spots and there's so many great options out there, and if you want the likes of Haaland and all that, you're just going to have different mids in your team. So even though the ownership's pretty damn spread out, there is plenty of very sexy, tasty options right here. Saliba is the most selected defender, with Vardiol and Pedro Porro not far behind. Trent is also climbing the ranks in almost a quarter of teams now. Below them though, it's pretty much just the budget options and the auto picks. So it does feel like out of all the positions, the defense is actually the most template, where all of our defense feels like we're choosing from pretty much the same 8 to 10 players right here. The goalkeeper spot seems the most diverse, with Raya being the most selected, and I haven't actually seen him in pretty much any other like Twitter or content creators team. I got him though. And the fact that the second most selected goalkeeper is the bench goalkeeper says it all. And I think it also goes to show us that how many people now know the FPL meta and are sticking to the non-playing bench goalkeeper. As you know, you'll maximize the rest of your squad if you do that, but that also shows there's no other very popular goalkeeper. Overall though, Isak is still the only player in over half of teams, and only Watkins, Palmer and Haaland are in over 40% of teams. But that is it for the Game Week 1 Kneejerk. Again, we will cover actual games and FPL points when the season starts, but we will be knee-jerking every week to see who's doing well and what players we want to bring in our own FPL teams. That's going to be all. Thanks for watching, and also remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.